Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out to our spring concert. My name is Ruth Updegraff, and I'm the president of the board of directors of the Youth Symphony. This is our 56th year of being in existence. I know it's hard to believe, but 1966, 2022. So thank you all very much. I just wanted to remind everyone that as a condition of performing in this beautiful space, everyone must keep their masks on, covering both their nose and mouth at all times. We request that people don't use flash photography because it's you have to deal with musicians. And also, because we're always appreciative of everything you do, we are put a donation jar out in the lobby. If you don't mind, make a generous donation to the Youth Symphony. And one program note that I just wanted to point out, which is that we unintentionally left off the name of our principal flutist, Mira Narayan. So I just wanted to point that out with my apologies to Mira. And on that note, I'm going to turn you over to our very talented musicians who have an amazing concert lined up for you today. Please enjoy the show.
Such a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. Thank you so much for coming to our show and supporting us. Just a few things I'll say. It's been such a wonderful year getting back to performing in person again, to kind of reestablishing ourselves as the orchestra that we were before we had to go online. I won't dwell on that, but we had a wonderful year. We did some really creative, beautiful work online, and I hope some of you have gotten a chance to hear the collaboration that we did with the Goodyear Music Festival. But this is the heart of what we do, and we're so pleased to be back here. That being said, on a more somber note, I've been the music director for now 11 years of this orchestra, and I think in all that time, I don't think I'm exaggerating to say that I could count on one hand the number of times students missed concerts because of illness. And today, again, I don't want to dwell on the negative, but we have 5 students who are either ill or were injured, one sort of freak injury, and you can sort of imagine sort of what's going on with the others. So everyone, stay safe. The rest of us are going to enjoy performing this evening, and it's going to be a celebration of our getting to play together once again. I'll only speak I think one other time in the concert, otherwise the students are going to introduce the music to you today. But I want to just let you know that we're going to play without intermission, so we'll go straight through the program. At the end of the concert, there is a short, probably under 10-minute long presentation of awards to graduating seniors and to a few other players. When we finish the concert, when we finish the last piece, which is Lightspeed, so if you don't wish to stay around for the ceremony, that's perfectly fine. We'll give you a minute or two before we do that. And then again, that'll probably take under 10 minutes. So just at that, we'll have a little award presentation at the end of the concert. All right, let's get into the music. The first piece on the program is the 5th Violin Concerto by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. This is a piece written when Mozart was 19. I think it's one of the things that comes up again and again when we talk about Mozart's music is how crazily young he was when he wrote so much of his the repertoire that we now know. So he wrote this piece when he was around 19. We're playing the first movement of this concerto. It's unusual in a couple of ways. One is that it doesn't start, so many concertos start just with a melody, you hear the orchestra, and then the solos comes in with that same melody. In this piece, the orchestra begins with what sounds like a melody. It's charming and buoyant and beautiful. You sort of think, okay, well, here's here's the main melody piece. But instead of the soloist coming in, then it goes to a slow section where the soloist first enters with a totally sort of different material. And then when we come back to the theme that we first heard in the orchestra, it actually ends up being the background to the main theme of this soloist. So it's just one of many ways that Mozart kind of plays around with form and makes this particular first movement very charming. It's a standard sonata movement. Starts out with a main theme, goes into the minor during the development, there's a second theme, and then comes back triumphantly to its main theme. It's such a pleasure to get to work with a member of the orchestra who is the winner of this year's concerto competition, Hannah Flo, who's been in the orchestra for many, many years. And it's just a joy to be able to make this music with her today. With that, let's begin the concert, and we'll welcome out our soloist and concerto. Actually, you know what? First we'll tune, and then we'll welcome Hannah Flo.